Today's hike is Fort Abercrombie in Kodiak, Alaska. Yep, left Phoenix early in the morning, flew to Seattle. Do you see the Space Needle? Maybe in this picture. And then through British Columbia to Anchorage and on to Kodiak, Alaska. Of course, Kelly's out due to that surgery to remove a tumor. But I was invited along with Jeff and his wife Michelle to go fishing in Larsen Bay in Alaska. And I jumped on the opportunity. But before we did that, we stopped in the actual town of Kodiak. And that's where this hike will begin. But first, we stopped in Alaska. Sean joined our group. There's Jeff with a moose. Yep, I'm there. And Jeff's wife, Michelle. Looks like trouble. So off from Alaska, or Anchorage, to the little island, we land in Kodiak Island, the city of Kodiak. If you're wondering where that is, right below the Alaskan Peninsula, and in red there's Kodiak, and yellow is where we're going to eventually be going to. It's a fishing village, and yeah, you got to worry about tsunamis and that kind of thing. Okay, I'm taking a video and I'm going to interview
Michelle. No, Michelle.
I'm going to interview
Michelle.
Jeff. Jeff
Jeff?
and his wife Michelle.
Hello, Jerry.
Where are we?
We are in
Kodiak, Alaska. You forgot.
Island.
Kodiak
Island.
Island, Alaska.
And what are we going to do here?
We're going to go fishing on Larsen Bay, but it's really cold.
And it's 8:30 p.m. right now.
No, it's later than that. Wait, it's 8:57.
It's 9 p.m. right now.
And look at how light it is. And look at the snow on the mountains and all the boats. It's so pretty.
Isn't that spectacular?
It is beautiful.
Yeah, it's late, almost till midnight, but we went back to our hotel and then we had one day before we flew out. So we went to the visitor center and I said, any place to see eagles? They said, look across the street. There's 5 of them in those trees. But they also directed us to Fort Abercrombie. This was a fort that was set up to fight the Japanese in World War II. And here's your trivia question. Were any battles in World War II fought in the United States of America? Here's the water tower. Well, you're thinking about that. These are some of the ruins that we hiked past on our hike. The thing that stands out is just all the sphagnum moss that grows everywhere on the ground. You feel like you're walking on carpet, or in the thicker areas on sponges. And it's just beautiful green, and the moss grows on the trees, just looks spectacular. And you saw it even on the sides of the buildings. The ocean's right there. There's also a freshwater lake, fish for trout. And in the channel right there, you can see whales swimming by. Not that we saw any, but you might. This just shows you some of the dead tree branches and the moss growing on them. Just cool to see. Here we have Bigfoot coming through the
300-400 foot drop off into the ocean.
Oh, geez.
Right off of the turret. Like an old...
And that's not actually Bigfoot, that's Sean. But crazy guy from Arizona wearing shorts in Alaska. We didn't see a lot of those people. Just showing the moss growing up the side of the trees and around the ground. Beautiful, makes for nice pictures. Now back to the trivia question. If you're thinking, yeah, Pearl Harbor, well, Hawaii didn't become a state till 1959. So let me ask you another trivia question. Were there any battles fought in North America during World War II? The answer to the second question is yes. On Hawaii's Aleutian Islands, a battle took place with the Japanese. But Fort Abercrombie here never saw any action. 10 years after Alaska became a state, this 182-acre site became a state park, full of trails, and we saw a number of people enjoying the beauty of this natural area. There's Jeff, Michelle, and Sean. This site is on the National Register of Historic Places, and it's just cool to see these structures that were built in 1941 for World War II. Never saw any action. But what's even more cool is just the natural area, place to enjoy the lake, place to hike through the forest. Spectacular views of the lake, the ocean. I'm not sure what Jeff's trying to do here. He's sending Michelle
Jeff's dumping
out
his
into the
wife
lake
into
to float
the
off on a log.
lake.
She demonstrates great balance.
She's balancing on the log.
No!
You can see all this. I was headed on
See who falls off
Wait,
first.
the lumberjack. No, wait. The lumberjack show.
You did it.
It might have made a better video if she fell in the water, but that might ruin the rest of our hike.
the carpet. It's like,
Yeah, it is.
I mean, this is, you can tell a lot of people have been up here because it's
It's
compressed.
worn. Yeah.
great camping spot, like right in here, right in these little trees.
I mean, it'd be so much more comfortable being soft.
Just hiking up and down, rolling terrain, cliffs overlooking the ocean, moss on the trees and all around. I just couldn't stop taking pictures. Of course, what's new? If you watch any of my videos, you know I have way more pictures than I probably need. But I like them all.
It's like a two-car garage.
Searchlight shelter. Light it up. Soldiers operate a searchlight.
There are miles of hikes you can do here. It's only about 2.5 around the lake, but even if all you do is see some of the war remnants, it's a cool hike. Sean spotted some action on the beach. In the distance on the beach, 2 eagles eating a fish. But I hope you enjoyed Fort Abercrombie. Now it's on to new adventures. Have a great day.